This program is brought to you by Qbert, Pittsburgh's source for LGBTQ+ news and community information. To learn more about Qbert, check out their website at qbert.com. That's QBURGH.com. From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is our latest news blast. Kansas's Democratic Governor Laura Kelly has vetoed a bill banning gender-affirming care for transgender minors. Her state's Republican-led legislature will try to override her veto, but it's unclear whether they'll succeed since they'll fail to override her veto on a similar bill last May. Senate Bill 63 would prohibit healthcare providers from rendering gender-affirming care, including puberty blockers, hormone replacement therapy, and encouragement to socially transition through pronouns and clothing, even though such care is considered safe, effective, and essential by most major medical associations. The bill would force trans minors receiving such care to detransition. It would also deny state funding to doctors and hospitals that provide gender-affirming care and threaten to revoke the medical licenses of professionals who offer such care under the charges of professional incompetency, unprofessional conduct, and false advertising. Additionally, the bill would allow patients and the parents of kids who have received such care to sue doctors who provide it up to 10 years after the patient turns 18. It is not the job of politicians to stand between a parent and a child who needs medical care of any kind, Kelly said in a Tuesday statement. Infringing on parental rights is not appropriate, nor is it a Kansas value. This legislation will also drive families, businesses, and healthcare workers out of our state, stifling our economy and exacerbating our workforce shortage issue, she said. It is disappointing that the legislature continues to push for government interference in Kansans' private medical decisions instead of focusing on issues that improve all Kansans' lives. The state's Republican legislative leaders have both pledged to override Kelly's veto. Kansas Senate President Ty Masterson wrote via X, "The Senate stands firmly on the side of protecting Kansas children and will swiftly override her veto before the ink from her pen is dry." The Republicans hold a 31-9 state Senate majority and an 88-37 state House majority, giving them ample votes for the two-thirds majority to override Kelly's veto. However, last May, state Republicans failed to override her veto in a similar bill when two House Republicans who had voted for the bill refused to vote for a veto override. At the time, Republican State Representative Susan Concanon explained, "I voted for this bill in the past due to concerns about the surgery. With further consideration, this bill is vague beyond the surgery. These decisions belong between the team of professionals and the parents. The youth need our help, not government overreach." About 200 healthcare professionals signed an open letter to the Kansas legislature urging lawmakers to sustain the veto. It's crucial to recognize that transgender youth are not making impulsive decisions, but rather engaging in a thoughtful process with the support of their families, mental health professionals, and medical providers, the letter stated. Banning essential health care for transgender Kansans under the age of 18 removes a crucial lifeline from these individuals and places them at risk of long-term psychological harm. That's our news blast for this hour. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up to date about all that's happening in the LGBTQ+ community across the country. Download the Live 365 app to take PEP Radio with you wherever you go. And it's time now for the latest forecast from the National Weather Service here on PEP Radio.